I will be pronouncing the phonic sounds chart, beginning with the 25 consonant sounds. I'm trying to get the videotape close to my mouth so you can see the position of my jaw and my tongue. The first sound is B, as in ball. B. The lips are pushed together and they are exploded, and there is tone. B. Next comes ch. Ch has no tone. You should not feel any sounds, any vibration in your throat when you say ch. The tongue touches the ridge behind the teeth, and it's a fast pop. Ch. Next comes d. D is a sound that has a tone. You should feel vibration in your throat. The tongue again touches the ridge behind your teeth. There is pressure, and then the tongue pops the sound out. D. D. On the next line, the next consonant is. This is produced by the top teeth touching the bottom lip. The air vibrates through the teeth and the lip. There is no tone. Next comes the sound G. In order to produce this sound, you have to lift the back of your tongue up to touch the back of your top of your mouth. It's called the velum. You can feel this if you yawn. And the tongue stops and then pops the sound out. And there is tone, so you should feel vibration in the throat. G. G. One more time. G. Next comes the sound H. This sound is produced by just letting the air come from the throat as if you were cleaning your glasses. It's a consonant sound because you should feel the air coming out. We are now on the third line. The next sound is J. J. This is the cognate with ch. They are both produced the same way. J has tone. You should feel vibration in the throat. J. J as in Jeep. J. Next comes the sound K. This is a cognate with the sound G. They are both produced the same way, but K has no tone, G has a tone. They are both popped as the air comes out of the mouth. K, as in key. K. Next comes the sound L. You can almost see the bottom of the tongue as the tongue lifts up and touches the upper gum ridge. L, as in ladder. L. You should feel the air coming from either side of the tongue, out of the mouth. L. Next comes the sound mm. This is produced by the two lips touching. No air comes from the mouth and it resonates in the nose. There is a tone. Mm. Mm. It's a sound we say when something smells delicious. Mm. Next comes the sound mm. Again, the tongue goes up and touches that upper gum ridge. No air comes out of the mouth and it resonates in the nose. Mm. As in nest. Mm. Next comes a difficult sound. You have to raise the back of your tongue to touch the velum, the part of the mouth that stretches when we yawn. This time we don't explode the sound, but we hold the tongue there, so no air comes out, but it resonates in the nose. The bottom of the tongue, the top of the tongue is down so that the back of the tongue lifts up. It's similar to k and g, but this time the tongue just stays there, so no air comes out and the sound resonates in the nose. As in ring. On the next line, the next sound is p. This is the cognate with the sound b. They are both produced by the two lips closing together and then popping the sound. P has no tone, b has a tone. Try to practice them together so that you can feel the difference in the sound of no tone, p, p, and the B sound with tone. B. Going back to the sound we're on, P, as in pig. P. You should feel air pressure pushed out by the lips. The next sound is a very American sound. It's the sound of our letter R. The tongue does not go up. The sides of the tongue lift towards the top teeth. The tip of the tongue is down, creating a spoon-like effect. Rrr. I call it a growl. It's not or but the tongue tip is down. Rrr. And the sides are up. Rrr, as in rope. Rrr. Next comes the sound. Again, the tongue touches that gum ridge behind the top teeth. It is a cognate with the sound Z, but this one has no tone. The air should vibrate between the tongue and the upper gum ridge to create this sound. As in sun. On the next line, this is the sound sh. It is the American sound for shh, be quiet. The tongue again touches the upper gum ridge, but it's a thicker tongue that is touching and the air still vibrates through. It is a sound produced with no tone. Shh, as in shark. Shh. The next sound is the sound t. The tongue touches the upper gum ridge, air pressure builds up, and it explodes the sound out through the mouth with no tone. It is a cognate with the sound D. But this is the sound T. T. There is no tone. Try it with its cognate. T. D. T. D. And now back to the sound T, as in turtle. The next square has two sounds in it. These are the two different sounds for the TH diagram. The first one has the capital letters, which means it has the tone. The tongue touches the upper teeth, and air vibrates through, and there is vibration. The sound is made by the air going through the tongue, touching the teeth, and vibrating. As in feather. And right next to it is its cognate, the exact same position, but now no tone. As in thumb. Try these together. We are on the next line. This is the sound as in vase. It is a cognate with the sound as in foot, but has tone, has no tone. And its cognate. Now the sound again, as in vase. The next sound, as in wagon. The sound is produced by having the air go through the two lips. The sound is different from the vowel oo, because the vowel does not have the air coming through. It's just a shaped sound, whereas is an articulated sound. You can feel the sound occur because you should feel the air coming through the lips. As in wagon. The next sound is only used by very few Americans, but it is an academic American USA speech sound, so we are teaching it. It is the sound when you see the WH. It's as if you're going to blow out a candle. And it is a cognate with the sound to the previous to it. And are both done with the air coming through the lips. But this one, the air blows through. Make sure your lips aren't too close so that you whistle, but it's as in wheel. We are now on the last line. This is the sound Y, the letter Y when Y is a consonant sound, beginning a word or a syllable. Y. The tongue is up on the alveolus, the upper gum ridge, and then it drops a little bit to say the Y sound as a consonant. Y, as in yo-yo. Y. Next comes the sound Z. Again, the tongue touches the upper gum ridge, and the vibration between the tongue and the upper gum ridge creates the sound. Z. There is tone. Z is a cognate with as in sun. Try them as cognates. First, z, z, and once again the sound, z, as in zebra. And last of the 25 consonant sounds is z. This is a sound that has tone, and it is a cognate with the sh, be quiet sound. The tongue touches the upper gum ridge, but the tongue is thicker. The sound is produced by the vibration of the tongue and the upper gum ridge. A thicker tongue than z. Now it's z. Again, z. Now try it with its cognate. Sh, as in shark. Z, as in measure. Again. Sh, z. It's difficult for some people. Z, measure. Those are the consonant sounds. Now I'm turning the chart over for the vowel sounds. There are 16 vowel sounds, of which 6 are diphthongs. The first line has the 3 sounds for A. The first sound is its long sound, and this is a diphthong. Make sure you make the diphthong. For the vowels, we hold our jaw in a certain position and our tongue in a certain position, and the air flows out because it's a shaped sound versus a consonant, which is an articulated sound. The vowel A, the jaw is open for A, and then it closes for E. So the USA sound is A. Notice how my jaw changes position. A, as in cake. One more time. A. The next sound is the short sound of the letter A. And this is the sound A. The jaw is open, quite wide. The tongue is flat and relaxed on the bottom of the jaw. A, as in apple. Make sure you don't say apple. That's British. U.S. pronunciation, open the jaw more, focus the tone toward the front of the mouth. A, apple. The next sound is a vowel modifying sound for the letter A. This is the sound aw. The lips are rounded, and the sound comes out aw. I think of it as if we saw somebody carrying a very little baby and we'd go aw. Aw, as in ball. Those are the 3 vowel sounds for the letter A. The long sound, A. The short sound, used in closed syllables, A. And the vowel modifying sound, used in various spellings with the letter A, usually A-L or A-U, aw. The next line are the 3 sounds for the letter E. The first is the long sound for the letter E. E. If you smile, it will help with the tongue being tense, so it's the USA E sound. E, as in tree. E. Next comes the short sound of the letter E, used in closed syllables. This is the sound eh. Again, the jaw is down, but not as far down as as an apple. It's up just a little bit, but the tongue is still relaxed. As in egg. Then the third sound is a vowel modifying sound, and it will always have a vowel letter, A, E, I, or U, followed by the letter R. It's a unique sound to the USA American language. I like to call it the kissing sound because the lips are close together and the inside is closed. The tongue is pulled back and tense. As in bird. Make sure it's not or im, but bird. The 3 sounds again for E. The long sound, E. Try to smile because then the tongue will be tense. The short sound, And the vowel modifying sound, with always having the letter R with the vowel letter before it. R. Next we go to the letter I. Only two sounds, the long and the short. The long sound of the letter I is a diphthong sound. It's made up of A plus E. Diphthongs blended together. I. Notice the jaw has to move. I. The tongue position also moves. I, as in kite. I. The next sound is the short sound of the letter I. This is a unique sound for the USA American language. It is the sound I. Make sure you don't say the long sound of the letter E. Listen to the difference. I, E, I, E. This is the short sound. I. The tongue is not quite as high and the tongue is not quite as tense as the E sound. The tongue is dropped just a little bit and a little bit relaxed. I, as in fish. I. Those are the two sounds for the letter I. Long sound, which is a diphthong, I, and its short sound, used in closed syllables, I. Next comes the letter O. The letter O has 6 sounds. The first is its long sound, and in the United States pronunciation of it, it is a diphthong sound, made up of the pure O followed by U blended together. O. O. Notice how my jaw moves and my lips move. O. To make the USA pronunciation of it. O as in bone. Next comes its short sound, used in closed syllables. And this is the sound ah, as in octopus. Ah. Next is what's known as the long double O sound. And this is the sound oo, as in spoon. Ooh. Then we have the short double O sound, which is in hardly any language other than USA. And this is ul. Ul as in book. Let's practice oo, ul. Ooh, spoon, book. The lips are rounded and close. Next comes a diphthong sound, ow, as in owl. It's made up of ah, oo, blended together. Ow. I think of, if somebody pinched me, I would say, ow. Ow, as in owl. Next comes another diphthong, and this is made up of aw and e blended together. Oi, as in oil. Oi. Let's go over all of the sounds of the letter O. Its long sound, O. Its short sound, ah. Double O long sound, ooh. Double O short sound, diphthong, ow, and oi. And the last two sounds are the sounds for the letter U. On the chart, the first one is the short sound this time. This is the sound, it's a USA sound again. I think many Americans will say, duh. The lips are relaxed, the jaw is down a little bit, the tongue is relaxed. As in, on the chart, truck. But I think of the word dumb. Everything is relaxed to make the sound US. And the last sound is the long sound of the letter U. And this is, again, a diphthong made up of E, U, blended. U. U. The two sounds for the letter U are the short sound, and the long sound, U. And then at the end you'll see a sound in parentheses. This is the schwa sound. It looks like an upside down backwards E, It is again the same sound as the short sound of the letter U. But we use a special symbol because this is in weak syllables, as in banana. I've given you the 16 vowel sounds with the schwa, which is not a new sound, but the same sound used in weak stressed syllables. I'd like to now go through the long sounds of each vowel so that we can practice it that way. A, E, I, O, U. And for these 5 long sounds, the given sound of the vowel letter, 4 are diphthong sounds. A, I, O, U are the diphthongs, and then E is the pure vowel. These are the long sounds, so they would be used in double vowel rule spellings, open syllable spellings, and final silent E spellings, and then of course many, many sight words. The short sounds of the 5 vowel letters are more difficult because many of them are just USA sounds. Let's go through these. I, one more time, that's kind of difficult. As in apple. As in egg. I as in fish. As in octopus. As in truck. One more time without the words. Now for review, let's try both the long sound with the short sound after it. For the letter A. For the letter E. For the letter I. For the letter O. And for the letter U. And so as not to forget the other sounds, the letter A has the sound that has a little dot over it, that is aw. The letter E has the sound with the R attached, that very unique to USA sound, as in bird. And then the letter O has many sounds, the double O long, ooh, the double O short, the diphthong, ow, and the other diphthong, oi. And those are the 16 vowel sounds. Now I'd like to review and practice this with me. We will do the 16 vowel sounds with their sample word. A as in cake. A as in cake. Next. As in apple. As in apple. Next. Aw as in ball. Aw as in ball. Down to the next line. E as in tree. E as in tree. As in egg. As in egg. As in bird. As in bird. The next line, the letter I. I as in kite. I as in kite. I as in fish. I as in fish. Now the letter O. O as in bone. O as in bone. As in octopus. As in octopus. As in spoon. as in spoon. As in book. As in book. Ow, as in owl. Ow, as in owl. Oi, as in oil. Oi, as in oil. And now the last two. As in truck. As in truck. U, as in unicycle. U, as in unicycle. And for practice, the same sound in weak stress. A banana. A banana. And one more time, let's turn the page over and review the consonant sounds. Remember, these are articulated, so there needs to be two articulators touching and doing something to produce the air, either with tone or without tone. B, ball. B, ball. Ch, chain. Ch, chain. D, dog. D, dog. On the next line, foot. Foot. G, ghost. G, ghost. Hat. Hat. Next line, J, jeep. J, jeep. K, key. K, key. L, ladder. L, ladder. Next line, man. Man. Nest. Nest. Ring. Ring. Next line, pig. Pig. Rope. Rope. You might feel that the sound consonant r sounds very similar to the vowel as in bird. The difference is that is shaped. You won't feel air. But r is articulated. So you should feel air coming out of your mouth for r, as in rope. Put your hand up and feel the air coming out. Rope. And then it's a very similar position, but there's no air coming out. That's why the vowel is shaped bird, and the vowel is articulated, the consonant, is articulated rope. On that same line, sun. Sun. Next line, shark. Shark. Turtle. Turtle. Feather. Feather. Thumb. Thumb. Next line, vase. Vase. Wagon. Wagon. Wheel. Wheel. And the last line, yo-yo. Yo-yo. Zebra. Zebra. Measure. Measure. Well, those are the USA consonant and vowel sounds used when speaking USA English. Good luck, keep on practicing. See you in class. Bye.